All right. All right. Now we begin. Once again, good evening, everybody. I am Alifibo Oluwapamilere, and I am moderator for tonight's session. But before we begin, I would like to call on our president, Mr. Sylvester, to give us the welcome address. Sylvester, you have the floor.
Hi, everyone. Good evening. If you can hear me, can I get a thumbs up? All right. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Abubakar. Thank you, Samiat. Thank you, everyone. Good evening. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this beautiful evening for our webinar titled The Digital Oilfield, How Data and AI are Transforming the Energy Industry. And we have a very wonderful speaker who will be taking us through this journey in the person of Mrs. Obianuju Ogbonna. And I want to thank everybody for joining us on time. All right, this session promises to be a very insightful one. And I'm looking forward to the insightful conversation we'll have tonight. And I'm hoping every single one of us goes home with a more nuanced understanding of how data and AI are indeed transforming the energy industry. So I wish everyone a wonderful, wonderful session. Please bring out your notepads, bring out your pens. Be sure to take down notes. Be sure to engage our speaker and ask questions when the time for that arises. And overall, I look forward to engaging with everyone in the future. So thank you very much. And yeah, let's just get started. Over to you, Favor.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. President, for that. Without further ado, I would just like us to go into the safety briefing. So the first on our list is please put your phone on silent mode. Please make sure that your phone is not interrupting or disrupting the session. Let us make sure that there is a serene environment to learn as much as possible from this experienced individual. Second is, please kindly raise your virtual hands if you would like to speak. Do not interrupt the speaker, do not interrupt the moderator or anyone speaking at the moment, in case if you may have any questions, whatever it may be. Thirdly, please speak audibly. If you have a question, make sure that the facilitator, the moderator, and everyone else on the call can hear you and learn from what you have to say. Next, emergency evacuation routes. Make sure that the doors and every other entrance and exits of the room that you are in is easily accessible so that you can run out in case there's an emergency. Also, if you have to use the restroom, please do, and make sure you do it quietly. Lastly, do not block the exits because you are trying to look for network or whatnot. So thank you very much. That is what we have for now. Next, I'll be introducing our facilitator to us. Ogbonna Obianuju is a passionate field engineer with a strong background in the oil and gas industry, a petroleum engineering graduate from the Federal University of Technology, Owerri. She has built a reputation for excellence, attention to detail, and strong leadership on and off the field. As an LWD/DD engineer with Baker Hughes, she has managed drilling operations, tool programming, data acquisition, and interpretation with precision. Her experience spans major projects across the Gulf of Guinea, including SNEPCO, Bonga, Total Egna, and Renaissance Zarama Field, where her technical expertise and teamwork helped deliver successful results. Beyond her professional roles, Obianuju is an active, long-serving member of the Society of Petroleum Engineers, SPE. She has led and volunteered across multiple committees, including 2022 YP membership chairperson, Port Harcourt section, SPE Port Harcourt STEM Fair chairperson 2023, and Student Affairs chairperson 2023-2024. She has also been part of the NAIS committee and protocol team, and has spoken at several ambassador lecture programs and student events. Her dedication has earned her several recognitions, including the Outstanding Service Award from SPE Port Harcourt. She currently serves as the Young Professionals Co-Chair for SPE Lagos section, where she continues to inspire and empower the next generation of energy professionals. So please, to our virtual hands, let us give Ms. Obianuju Ogbonna a sound round of applause as she comes to educate us on the digital oil field.
Good evening, everyone. Please confirm you can hear me.
Yes, ma, we can.
And thank you so much for the warm introduction. I'm so honored and glad to be here today. This is my first time. This is my first time speaking to the LASU students, and I believe that this audience not only comprised of the LASU students, but students across other chapters for I'm really honored to be here to talk to you guys. As always, I have a heart for students, and I'm always eager to talk to students whenever I get the opportunity because when I was a student in the university, I mean, we're all students every point, but in the university, I had the opportunity to listen to ambassador lecture programs, and that helped build my career vision and still building to this. So it's always a good thing, always a pleasure to speak to you all. And today I'll be speaking majorly about what I do as an engineer in the oil and gas industry because when the topic was given to me, I don't know if it was well thought out that okay, who could best make a presentation on this topic, and I was thinking, I know that it was just chatted me up and give and suggested the topic to me, and it did. And I mean, this is just exactly what I do when it comes to digital dreaming and I am very excited to talk to you all about what I do basically. So I believe I have the opportunity to share my screen, right? Please confirm you can see my slide. Can you see it?
Yes, we can.
Okay. It is in slide show. Okay. All right. So I don't know if it's on slideshow yet. Okay, I think I'll just go ahead. I need to my slide move.
Yes, we
Currently, your
can.
slide is it moving? We can't see it move, but we can see the first page, just Baker Hughes page.
Something is not
Okay, I
moving.
think it's a general problem. The solution is to share your entire screen. That way, you'll be
Yeah.
able to present your slides. So you can just stop sharing your screen now, and then try the whole process again. But this time around, select show entire screen. It should work that way.
Okay. So how about now?
Yes, it's working. Can you try moving the slides to?
All right.
Yes,
I
it's
think
moving. Yeah, it's
so.
working
Thank you
now.
for that. So today, quickly, we'll be talking about digital oil field, how data and AI is transforming the energy industry. And this did not just start um, in the last 5 years. It did not even start in the last 10 years. It's just like our phone. The more technology evolves, we find out that our phones can do way more than we think it used to do, right? So technology evolves, features are added, you have new apps, your phone can do new things. So that is how technology is, and same thing applies to the oil and gas industry. So, in simple terms, a digital oil field means using data, using sensors, using smart technology to run oil and gas operation, and the intent is to do it efficiently, safely, and intelligently. So instead of relying on people checking the gauges, checking the sensors, writing reports manually, or using Excel to create visuals, graphics, you know, the digital oil field now connect the present digital oil field we have, connect equipment, connect wells, and it connect people. And it does this through real-time data systems, does this through automation, and many times through AI. So, for example, sensors on the rig will send live drilling data to engineers onshore, or softwares. We have softwares that analyze data instantly, and that analysis will lead to prediction of problems before they even happen. And all this now would make the teams to work faster. Your clients can make smarter decisions, and then thereby saving time, reducing cost, and improving safety. I know that this may sound mundane at this point when in the oil and gas industry, they're always talking about reducing cost, saving time. And that is because if for those that have been to the rig before, every day on the rig, the client spends thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars. Which you're paying for the week per hour, sometimes per day, depending on the operation. And the more you are wasting time, the more you are having not productive time, the more you are using sluggish technology, or you are going manual, you're costing the rig more money, you're costing your client more money, you're costing the operator more money. So whenever they hear that there's better technology to make the work faster, to save money, and to improve safety, they jump at it, right? And this is where I encourage young people, because young people like us that think about these technologies and sell it to companies and make millions of dollars. So the reason why sessions like these are important so that you can have ideas. While you get those technology skills, those AI skills, machine learning skills, Internet of Things, while you are getting all those skills, so you can see places where you can leverage those skills to uh, improve your influence in the industry, right? And in short, the digital oil field is more like the modern technology-driven way of drilling your oil. So nobody drills oil like the way we did it in the 1960s anymore. So when you talk about digital oil field, it's the modern way of drilling oil, of running your oil operation. It's where data will become the heartbeat of every decision making. Before the client makes a decision, he relies on the data that he has gotten. And you would ask, why is digital transformation this critical in this time and age? And I mentioned that it's really very efficient and it's cost effective because, like I mentioned, oil and gas projects, they're very expensive because very complex. And when a company gets that, there's actually a tool or a technology that can make their work faster, that is data driven, and that can make them make smarter decisions, reduce downtime, and then optimize their operation. They'll be saving millions of dollars per well or per asset. They're going to jump at it. And secondly, we talk about safety and risk reduction. We're looking at real-time monitoring, where you have real-time monitoring on you have your drilling systems automated, you have predictive analytics that will help reduce human error and possible equipment failures. All these things will help to keep people and the environment safe. So I think that So that is why, at the same time, it's also keeping people safe and also reducing the risk. And the second is the energy transition and sustainability. Why digital transformation is critical. The world is going towards cleaner energy, and one of the ways to actually drive that change faster is through digital transformation by helping some of our operators monitor their emissions from the rig. For example, there's this thing in data hills that we call remote operations, where we have a remote hub, like a remote computerized hub, where we have engineers, call them remote engineers, and whatever a field engineer can do on field, our remote engineers can do it from that hub, right? They just have to connect to the field. So then we have maybe like one engineer on the rig. And why did that come about? Like I said before now, the world is moving towards cleaner energy. And before now, for a particular well, we could spend about 4, 5 engineers to the rig. And that way we're still contributing to the whole we're still contributing to the whole problem we have with our climate by plugging a lot of people in one space on the rig. So we want to reduce, as Baker Hughes will tell that to help push the agenda for cleaner energy forward, we're going to reduce the number of people on the rig. And how do we do this? So if you can send one engineer on the rig and maybe 2 other engineers at the digital hub, then the client can achieve what he wants to achieve. It's even faster, it's more computerized, and there's you are driving the sustainability movement forward and the energy transition movement. So that's one of the ways we contributed to that, and that is for energy transition and sustainability. Another reason why digital transformation is critical is because with every rig, every well, every platform, there are a lot of data that is being generated every day. Lots of data, can't imagine. Now, with this number of data, a normal human mind cannot possibly assimilate all this data and analyze it and make decisions based on it every second of the day. And that is why we have digital platforms and we have AI that they turn this data into what we call insight, and then they help the engineers, they help the clients predict problems even before they happen and help them to plan better. And one that I actually find very interesting is talent and skill evolution. And that's where you all come in, that the next generation of engineers and the next generation of energy professionals blends all their knowledge, all the knowledge of petroleum engineering, geology, chemical engineering, electrical engineering, to blend it with digital skills like coding, data analytics, AI. And that way they're able to stay relevant and drive innovation, right? Nobody is just going to employ you because you studied engineering in school. If you don't take anything from here, take that with you. What the added advantage you have is what distinguishes you from the other person, because everybody can come out of school with a 2-1 result. And then what makes you different? What sets you apart? And then you see the trend where the industry is going into the digital oilfield. What sets you apart is how you align yourself to the goal and the vision of the industry at this point in time. Right? And moving along, we have the evolution of the oil field. Now, the oil field has gone from manual to digital, like I said, from reactive to predictive, and we now have the industry 4.0 and the oil field. And as you can see in my diagram, the industry 1.0, where we had the steam, the mechanical powers, using loom, and then industry 2.0, we started having mass production, assembly line, housing electrical energy was the thing. Industry 3.0, we started hearing about automation, and that's why I mentioned in the beginning, automation did not start recently. Computers started coming about, engineers started realizing that they can do way more with computers and electronics. And now we have the industry 4.0, we have artificial intelligence, we have Internet of Things, digital twin, and all this will help for building a sustainable environment. When I have explained how from manual to digital before, in the past, engineers recorded their measurement and drilling data manually on papers, on Excel sheets. But today we have sensors, we have smart tools that will transmit real-time data from the well to an engineer or to anybody wherever you are in the world. And also, I've talked about reactive to predictive, where you can predict a problem before it happens through AI and analytics. And now we have Industry 4.0, and the industry energy is now part of the fourth industrial revolution. That's what this means. It means that we have Internet of Things connecting all the rigs, all the wells, and even the tools together. We have automation where, instead of having so many persons or so many human interference on a project, we find a way to reduce human error and then improve precision through by automating processes. And then we have the artificial intelligence, and we have machine learning, which is where we turn complex data into real-time precision. So typically, the major three will be like Internet of Things, AI, and automation. For that's when you are trying to uh, do Internet of Things, you collect all the data, AI, you analyze the data you have gotten, and automation, you act on the data that you have gotten. So acting on that data means that you use it to adjust and optimize your operation and your system, right? So if you're trying to go for digital transformation functions in real time, that is, you need data, you need insights, you need actions. So the three you'll be going for, or most companies will be going for, the AI, Internet of Things, and automation. But if you're looking at smart visualization and prediction technologies, the best is the AI, Internet of Things, and digital twin. Uh, this Internet of Things, like I said before, will feed live data into your physical asset. Then your AI will interpret and predict the behavior of because of the data you're fed into it. And then the digital twin will now visually replicate what it is seeing and simulate real assets digitally. Now, moving along to the next slide. So, as we think about drilling automation, I forgot to mention the bulk of my presentation will be on automation, right? That's AI, Internet of Things, and automation. And I already talked about how it worked previously. So now for AI, Internet of Things, and automation, as we think about drilling automation, the most critical aspect for us in data is being able to tie the automation into the overall process of delivering a well. So in order to do this, we focus on automation in the early stage, as early as the process of well planning stage, right? So as we plan our wells, we build a digital twin that we continuously update and simulate using our analytics tool or an analytics machine learning tool. And then this digital twin that we then send out to the rig site and deploy. And ultimately, what you then do is to feed that real-time digital twin with service delivery data, so that all the sensors that you have on the send and treated data and continuously update your model and make recommendations for the user, or it automate for the user what they can use to automate their process. So really, what you do is you really start the digital environment to bring the digital out into the physical environment. So I think you better understand this in the next slide. So what I'm trying to show you, and this is how it works. So if you look over here, we have an overview sketch going from the right to the left, and you have the rig and your rig control system tied to the rig. And then you have a lot of data. You have sensors, you have third-party sensors, and as which is used, we also bring along our sensors, of course, like our automatic bleed monitoring systems and all that. And we do all that, of course, to communicate. We use that to communicate to the VHA. VHA is our bottom hole assembly, down hole. That is the assembly we use to really well. Now, if you look at the left, we actually have an edge server on the rig side. An edge server does the processing and the real-time simulation that I talked about. And ultimately, that data is fed and sent to a remote center. I mentioned the remote center before now. And in the remote center, we have our remote engineers that are able to visualize that data. They use that visualization to either manually drive performance optimization, or if we're going for fully automated, monitor and oversee the automation, we might be doing this quite differently, such that so automating is modified to the rig side, what can be done remotely, and do that remotely. And we have different levels of automation. We can do it by shadowing, we can do it by advising, or we can take full active control of the drilling systems and send out parameters to the rig control systems. So in my next slide, there are several levels of automation that we can look at. So the first element is downhole digital automation. Okay, yeah, okay, all right. So the first element, like I said, is the downhole directional automation. So that so what we do here is we process the downhole data that we are getting from our MWD tool, that's our measurement while drilling tool, or our accelerator downhole, accelerometer downhole, which is our sensor, and any type of other sensors that we can use on the tool. We use that data, process it downhole, and make steering decisions based on that. So that's really a closed loop downhole system. That's what we call a closed loop downhole system. And then we have a second layer that sits on top of that, and that is a closed loop surface directional automation system. So that way you use your mud force telemetry or a wired pipe, WP, to send data up to the surface, and then you do your processing from there. For example, if you want to change your well plan, that will make it very necessary for you to have this closed loop surface directional automation system. The third element is the drilling optimization automation. And with this drilling optimization automation, we're able to leverage downhole and surface data. And this will allow you to drive optimization of your drilling process, like your wellbore hydraulics and the hole cleaning. Now, the big the big step we're taking now as a company is the use of automation in reservoir navigation. Before now, when we are drilling, we drill our holes with a directional driller on the rig floor, and with a tool going downhole, drilling the subsurface to get to the target. But where we are going to now is where the computer itself is fully automated to do it, just like our Tesla, having self-parking or self-driving. And that is what we are also trying to achieve at this point with reservoir navigation automation. And now you're able to use your LWD data downhole, and you then bring it to the surface and make automatic steering commands to really get the maximum reservoir contact. And that's what we're going for at the moment. Moving on because of time, this slide, I just thought to show you guys a lot of, this is not just theory. We've had a lot of success stories over the years in Dubai. These are 2 real cases of how we can use using data automation and AI to make drilling faster, to make drilling safer and more efficient. On the left, you see the world's first successful offshore deployment of an automated directional drilling service, using what we call our eye-track drilling automation system. Eye-track drilling automation system is like the Tesla, this self-driving cars that we have today. So in simple terms, this system will use AI. It will use real-time download data to automatically control drilling parameters like the full phase, the torque, the weight on bits. So instead of relying on manual adjustment by your directional driller, it is using parameters that they sent to it to make those judgments. So what this means is that the well practically is drilling itself, right? With the system constantly learning, constantly optimizing and adjusting to whatever formation changes that happen. It's also a great example of how the digital oilfield combines automation and intelligence to improve the accuracy of drilling. And also, because there's less human interference, you can see that it's going to reduce error and it's going to reduce the number of time that is spent on drilling. And the result that we got from this was a perfect onboard trajectory with very minimal corrections, because of course there's possibility for it's more like a decision is to be made and there's possibility for an override by the directional driller or the person or the eye-track specialist. You can actually override the machine or the system, right? But when they say with minimal corrections, they mean that there was really no need for this override. And we have reduced lifetime and improved ROP and also consistent performance even in challenging formation. Now on the right, we see another deployment, this time in UAE, where the same eye-track automation service helped save 22 hours on a challenging session and improved ROP by 5%. This one actually worked in advisory mode, meaning that it was supported by BKC's remote operations center using AI and predictive analytics. So the idea was that it was going, the system was to advise the directional driller on what parameters to use to achieve the most optimal result. So it was to warn you about early stock pipe or hole instability issues. It was able to automatically adjust drilling parameters in real time and also maintain optimal weight on bit and torque for that operation. And again, this is what data and AI is doing at this point. We all agree that at this point, human beings can't do all this fast enough as much as the computer AI data is doing. And of course, continuously they analyze and predicting and adjusting. The big takeaway from this slide is that automation and AI, they are no longer futuristic, because I know that we think that all these are things that would eventually see in the future, right? Automation, AI, digital twin, Internet of Things, we're all fitting over the oil and gas industry. And again, I'll plead with you all to allow yourself in that direction. It's going to give you a lot more good. So it's no longer futuristic. It's what we're already seeing now. This transformation has already started to happen, right? Many times, the big shots in the industry don't take decisions unless they do a proper model and they're able to make decisions based on an abundance of data being supplied to those models, right? So, in summary, right, just make sure that you're fully aligned. So this slide, the idea is make sure you're fully aligned to what is happening now and follow the trend. Another software or another software, basically visualization software, I really love to talk about is the data cover system. I talked about the eye track, which is more about information. This is more about digital twin. So this is another powerful example of what digital transformation in drilling is, and this is called COVA. COVA is a real-time drilling analytics and monitoring platform used across the industries and within data use. So COVA connects directly to the rig sensors, the data stream, visualization, everything that's happening down in real time. So COVA connects to that, and then you can. I actually have the COVA software, and I use to work every day. So with it, you can build your dashboard, and you can see everything. You can see your top, your weight of it, what is happening on the rig while you are here in Lagos. You can see what is happening at the Gulf of Guinea. You can see how the ROP are drilling at. So it's also cloud-based, which means that engineers, advisors, and clients all over the world can see it live. Live, you can get live data anywhere in the world. And, of course, again, this will improve collaboration and decision making. So, in short, Kuba turns the data, whatever data you are getting, we turn it into insight. And with insights, you can have action. You can take action. So, rich sensors, cloud, and then AI insight. Then you have the Kuba platform. Because of the Kuba platform, the field and office are able to make decisions. Right. So I think I've spoken for about 30 minutes now. I think this is where my slide ends, but I would just like to end by saying that again, the digitalization, automation in the oil field is no longer futuristic. It's something that is yet to stay. And please, allow yourself to what is happening now in the industry, trend that you're seeing now. Even though you're not studying petroleum engineering, you're not studying geology, you did not study chemical engineering. If you can, get yourself into coding, get yourself into AI, machine learning, digital twin, you have a very huge space in the oil and gas industry. So once again, thank you for having me, and we can open questions now.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Obianuju Ogbonna. This was a very insightful session. Please, can we do well to give Ms. Ogbonna a virtual round of applause? Honestly, I learned so much from this session that I did not even know existed at all. Let us continue to give her a virtual round of applause. Wow, wow, wow. Like I had no idea that AI could be used in the oil and gas industry to gather data, and even in the drilling exercises too. I had absolutely no idea. Well, now we are going to be going into the question and answer session. So please, from everything that Ms. Obianuju has said, if you have any questions, please put up your virtual hands and we'll call on you one after the other. So please, if you have any questions, just like I have done now, put up your virtual hands and we'll call on you one after the other. All right, I think I'll go with my question first. Ma?
Are you stable? You're the one speaking, right?
Yes, I am. All right, I think I'll just go with my questions first, and I'm sure that other questions will come from it, as it usually does. The first question that I have is that, first things first, we're in this era of innovation where AI is in everything and it's everywhere, and automation is just making things easier. Some will say it's killing work, but I'm sure that a lot of people would disagree. A lot of students are very interested and they're even building their careers around collecting data analysis, machine learning, cloud computing, and many other things like that. Please, how can they have a head start? How can they break into this section of oil and gas industry? How can they break into the digitized or digified oil and gas field?
Okay, you said you have first, do you want to ask the second question? Or do I go ahead and answer this
Oh,
one?
yes, ma'am, you can.
Okay. So that's a very good question. It's important that you have a proper goal, or because my my secondary school teacher, economics teacher, used to say, if you don't, you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. And it's important that you're actually doing the right thing. So I see a lot of students make one mistake, and I'd like to point that out. You know, after, and it happened to me too, so I'm not going to blame anybody. After sessions like this as a student, I will go and learn everything and anything. AI, machine learning, both the ones I need and the ones I did not need, different kind of modeling software, Python, I just learn everything, and at some point it becomes more like junk in your head, and then your mind becomes so choked up with a lot of things that it's very difficult to point out what is important and what to embrace and not what to embrace. So the first things first is to prioritize your learning, right? Learn to understand that you can't actually do everything and do everything. And as a student, that it's actually a time to explore. But while you're exploring, make sure that you're restricting yourself to things that, or to um, digital softwares or digital trainings that are important to you or that will benefit you in the long run, right? You can restrict yourself to about two of them. Learn the basic programming language, Python, SQL, machine learning, cloud computing. Those are the foundations, right? And then you can take online courses. You can take courses on cloud, Google Cloud, Azure, AWS. Start from that. I like it when students start from the foundation, right? Because so another mistake is because you're in the oil and gas industry and you get a presentation like this, it doesn't mean that you will start looking for industry softwares. Because I see most students make that mistake. Like they start looking for industry software and start paying huge amount of money to people that want to take advantage of them to learn software that, companies they are basically using for themselves and they get maybe the cracked version and then they try to learn it rather than going to the basic and learning the foundation being SEO, foundation being machine learning, cloud computing, how to code. Right, those are the foundations, right? So first of all, start from the foundation. I think that's what I will try to tell you. And while you're doing that, another advice I like to give, and it pains me so much to see young people doing their final year presentation, their final year project. They churn that work of activity out to people to do for them. They are people that you pay to do your project for you and you relax. I feel like that is the time for you to get your hands dirty, get real time data. You have SC where you can meet professionals in the industry and you can tell them that, oh wow, sure, I'm working on this project. Please, can I get this particular data? Data is free, right? I mean, a whole maybe like 100 sets of Excel data can give you a whole lot of good that you can be able to deduce or make an analysis from it. So get your hands dirty with your final year project or wherever you see that people are working on stuff, work on it and also read journals to see what is actually happening in the industry. It SBA has a large data repository. You can read the journals, the articles, and SBA journals, and then see what people are doing, and also do your own project. Engage in mini project as a team, and then another time again to explore. So there's some things that I've learned during the years as working that I wish I knew as a student. I mean, there's some things that if I had a, a presentation like this, and I had the basic or the foundation, I should be thinking about maybe entrepreneurship. How do I form a group of like-minded engineers like me to actually build in software or engage in So even if it's just to predict ROP or just to predict well-born instability or just to see production decline using AI, if I can do something like that and then sell it in the oil and gas industry with dollars, millions of dollars or thousands of dollars, and I'll be thinking, how do I call my fellow like-minded students to actually come together to do this and develop, leverage this knowledge I've heard today to do something like this that could be beneficial to the industry. So secondly, I will advise that you work on it. And thirdly, um, try to look for platforms that you could get free versions of these softwares that I talked about, or versions, or you can see software, maybe like YouTube videos where you can watch how all these things happen, also just to improve your knowledge, basically. But the whole sense of technology, I like to talk about the whole sense of technology is problem solving. The reason why we have technology today is because there's a problem and somebody needs it to be solved, right? So for you to be the most valuable engineer out there, for you to be the most sought after engineer out there, you have to be able to solve problems. And I know that you must have heard this time and time again. That does not make it not true, right? You have to be able to solve problems. We can join projects like the hackathon, you know, some energy challenge, things that just build you, and then with time. The thing is, when you start small, you cannot, the next project you'll be doing, you will not be on that level again. You'll only be improving on it. And by the time you are spent like 5, 10 years in the industry, appreciate how far you've come, right? So while you're doing that, also build a digital portfolio, what you can do. Use the GitHub. You can talk about all the things that you've done, what you can do, and join HTE, be active with SPE, join technical sessions, physical, talk with the professionals, tell them what you do. That way, who knows? There's no way that you implement all these things and then you don't appreciate it at some point. Right? I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much. Honestly, thank you so much. I really appreciate. I think Aminullah has a question. Okay, Aminullah, please ask a question.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, man. First of all, I would like to appreciate the presentation. The- it was actually impressive. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Obianuju. I'm following up with what Ms. Favor asked with the answer you gave. Yeah, you said we should get around that build projects and go through SPM, the oil and gas industry, the journals, make a research to actually get some projects done. So after building a particular project, be it hardware or making or or research, how do you, in what way can we, yeah, let me say that way, in what way can we let the world know what we have done? How can we present it, or how I put it? How do we let the oil and gas industry knows about the projects we have done to solve a particular solution in the oil and gas industry?
That's very interesting.
Yeah, I know writing research is one of it. Then maybe attending some oil and gas events and competitions to present your research ideas and all. But I would love to know more on ways we can get those projects out, be it in hardware or research papers.
Okay. Okay. So that is a very interesting question. I really, really like that question. So you already mentioned, I think that the way you sounded, it sounds like it already sounded mundane to you that, oh, I know that I can present papers, we've been there, done that. I know that I can attend the SE event, been there, done that. But the truth be told, a lot of people are getting a lot of visibility from that. So, if that's not works for you, the third best thing I'll advise is to join challenges, competitions, a lot of competitions out there, technology competitions, hackathon, different kind of competitions that you can get out, that you and your team can, or you can go into and present what you've done, and then with that you can get the visibility you want. Another way, because of technology is such a funny thing that when you talk about intellectual property, you have to be really careful about it, right? It's something that anybody can pick up your idea and duplicate. You have China doing it a lot. So if they can do it, like, who are you not to do it? And so anybody can pick up whatever. If you're too shy, or if you're not too bullish, if you decide not to be bullish, you decide to be very unique with whatever you've created, with whatever you know. Somebody else will take it from you, and there will be no proof that it's obviously right. So I would not really advise uh, I see some person maybe open maybe unless it's not something revolutionary, right? Maybe a YouTube page to talk about technology. I'll not advise that. I would prefer a LinkedIn page. Talk about what you're doing, not in details, but just to give an insight into what you can do and what you're doing. But I think the most way that will benefit you is to publish a paper on it. In that way, it's in your name, and nobody can take that away from you, right? Once you publish a paper on it, you go into competitions, you announce what you're doing on LinkedIn. Trust me, there's no way you will not get the visibility that you so desire, right? With that, right? And that, especially if it's actually a remarkable one. You publish a paper, you go to technical events, you decide to speak on it, you enter competition, you win, or you are among the first three, you go on LinkedIn, you make a lot of noise about it, you get the recognition that you have desire. And maybe somebody, an angel investor, can invest in whatever that you're proposing, and then you can scale up your your idea. How do I answer your question?
Yeah, very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Ogbonna. This session was very, very insightful. We really, really appreciate you, taking out your time to educate us tonight. Without any further questions, we'll be moving on to the announcements. So for the announcements, we have the Lagos Monthly Technical Meeting coming up 17th of October 2025, which is tomorrow at around 5:30 p.m. So please, let us all be attentive as more information will be sent to us on the group. Let us make sure that we are all present, because this technical meeting is going to be very, very insightful, and you do not know what you can get, be it information, be it souvenir, be it whatever it is, scholarship. You really never know. So please make sure that you're in attendance and make sure you are attentive, because it's going to be very beneficial. Yes. Okay, I think that is all for now. So in the spirit of SP LASU, it is time for us to take our pictures. So please let us all put on our oh, pardon me. I think I went ahead of myself. Taking the closing remark is Animation Samiat, SP LASU Vice President. So Samiat, please, you have the floor.
All right. Thank you so much, Favor. Please confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. So, on the behalf of Society of Petroleum Engineers, Lagos State University chapter, I would like to sincerely appreciate our distinguished guest speaker, Mrs. Ogbonna, yeah, for that enlightening and straightforward looking presentation on digital oil field. I so much enjoyed today's session. As someone who is into machine learning, I'm coming up, I so much enjoyed today's session. So today's session has opened our minds to the growing importance of digitalization in oil and gas. And to every student and participant here tonight, let's all take this challenge and opportunity to learn these tools, understand the data, and prepare ourselves to lead the technological revolution in the energy industry. Once again, thank you so much, Mrs. Ogbonna, for sharing your time, experience, and insights with us. Yeah, and thank you to everyone who joined this webinar and made it interactive. We look forward to more of the inspiring sessions as we continue to bridge classroom learning with real-world innovation. Thank you all and have a great evening.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Ms. Vice President. Now, as the custom of SP LASU requires, please let us all make sure that we put on our cameras for the photograph. And please, these photographs that we will be taking, let us ensure that we post them on our WhatsApp, Instagram, and most importantly, LinkedIn. So a screenshot to be taken now of every single one of us. Okay. Ooh. How many of us have all right. Okay, I think that is enough. I think that is all. So thank you all for joining us for tonight's session. Thank you so much, Ms. Obianuju Ogbonna. This session was very insightful, and we are sure to take the steps that you have advised us. So good night, everybody, and see you next time. Thank you.
Everyone for having me.